in addition to the lies that Brian just singled out there, and kudos to him for doing so quickly, I do think there were a number of lies that are potentially dangerous to leave hanging out there for the American people, specifically about COVID. And I just want to highlight a couple of those. The president did say tonight, again, that there is a cure for coronavirus. There is not a cure for coronavirus. And every time the president says that, he is misleading the American people in a way that is potentially very dangerous. If people are calibrating the riskiness of their behavior based on how serious it will be if they get infected, the president telling you it's a cure is something that could kill you, because there is no cure. And he says it over and over again, and it is not true. He said U.S. excess mortality rate is lower than almost any other country. That's not true. We have one of the worst excess mortality rates in the entire country. The president said he's been congratulated by many countries on what we've been able to do. We have the worst COVID outbreak on earth and the most of our citizens dead. Anybody who's congratulating him on that doesn't mean it in a good way. The president also said, as Brian noted, that we are rounding the corner. It's going away. We are rounding the bend, rounding the turn. These spikes and surges will all soon be gone. There's no sign of that whatsoever. In fact, it looks like our country is heading into a third peak that looks like it will be higher than any other peak that we have had thus far. That means more people sick, more people infected, more people spreading it, more people in the hospital, and ultimately more of us dead. The president tells a lot of lies about COVID, and we don't have to fact check everything that he said right now, but there's no reason to believe that military families gave it to him. I don't know why he keeps saying that. I don't know why he says that young people are of no concern if they get infected. The president's saying tonight that the transmittal rate to the teachers is very small. You know, in Florida alone, in September alone, 189 teachers were infected between September 6th and September 26th. Writing off the teachers and saying, don't worry, the kids won't give it to you. The president is just flat out making that up, and it's potentially dangerous. The president also trying to give the impression tonight that it's only states where there are Democratic governors that have trouble with coronavirus right now, completely ignoring the fact that the state with the highest coronavirus rates of increase in the country right now, the worst COVID outbreak, in fact, on earth right now, is in the state of North Dakota, which is not run by a Democrat. Neither is Tony Fauci a Democrat. And I know there's a lot that the president said that was wrong tonight. There's a lot of fact checks, but I feel like the COVID ones are just dangerous. And so we have to get to them right away. Nicole.